Hey everyone, this is Blitz, and today I'll be making a commentary of 100k Strange Terrain Nightfall with Hunter. So for my build, I use bottom tree with triple jump, gambler's dodge, and forward text grenade. For my kinetic, I use old-fashioned hand canyon with unstoppable perk. Next I use the Hunger auto rifle. I wanted to use the Hunger auto rifle instead of using Eriana's Vow, that this weapon is really good with auto-loading holster, demolitionist. Now for my third loadout, I'll be using a linear fusion rifle, the Queenbreaker. Now this fusion rifle is very interesting. For the Queenbreaker, I decided to use the marksman sights, long range sights with lower charge time and greater damage. For this scope, does charge slow but not as bad as other legendary weapons, along with quick draw. And this weapon also fires a long range precision arc bolt that blinds enemies on hit. Now this weapon can do similar as Wendigo. For my helmet, I thought it would be really nice to have heavy ammo finder, ashes to assets. For my arm gauntlet, I'll be using high barrier with mobility mod, rifle reserves, the 6 Coyote with a double dodge, along with hive ornaments and linear fusion scavenger. And of course I'll be using oppressive grenades and enhanced ashes to assets. So basically I'll be having my super much more faster. Now for this run, the 100k was a little clutch. As you can see, I sparrow and went through a little mini shortcut so I don't have to go around through the ramp. And of course a loading screen where, takes seconds to load up. So around here I like to shoot the knight with the arc shield, blinded, and then use my auto rifle to clear some ads and get my grenade back. There will be unstoppable ogre on the right side, but first it'd be best to take down the knight. 2 shots, auto rifle, and then grenade hit, and then linear or using your auto rifle to take down the champion. Then you can clear as much ads as you want. And of course, for the unstoppable ogre, you can use your hand canyon to stun it. Now over here, now the ogre will walk on the left side a bit. You can stun it on top of this hill, and then you can use your heavy for DPS. And as you can see, sometimes I do precision shots and sometimes I don't, but still it takes decent damage with this linear fusion, the Queenbreaker. So it's not as bad as I thought, because I wanted to use Wendigo, because Wendigo is such an amazing weapon. But I thought linear fusion rifles would be a nice weapon to use for this strike, especially with hive ornaments. You can get as much ammo back. So over here what I did is I threw a grenade and just used my auto rifle. As you can see, I'm getting my super back a lot. So I could have my super for the next room. And over here up to this room, there will be 2 acolytes messing with you, shooting. And there'll be 2 snipers up ahead. You can use your linear to take down these snipers. They do take damage from you. So up here there will be knights. And if you push forward, more ads will spawn. So before I wanted to use my super, I wanted to clear a little bit of ads, blind one of the knights, throw a grenade, and then use my super. When shooting the knight, I can blind them and just use my auto rifle to deal DPS damage on it. Also with the anti-barrier, you can also shoot the knights through their shield and it can take damage. Something really cool when using anti-barrier mods. So basically the same thing with this knight. I mean, for this room it's not really bad. The only thing I will comment is to take down these knights and definitely have arc shield to weaken them. You can farm knights for points by just throwing the orb off the map. But to be honest, I don't really think it's worth farming knights, especially on Legend Nightfall. Because as you can see, you just throw the orbs to the crystals. And sometimes they do roll down the hill. It could be a little bit draggy. Yeah, I did try to press R1. Doesn't really work too bad, so I wouldn't recommend spamming R1 to try to boost momentum, especially for the ogre fight coming soon. Wouldn't recommend it at all because the ogre will kill you even if you try R1. So over here I wanted to throw a grenade to get my grenade bag by just using my auto rifle. Yeah, I'm not really using too much of my kinetic weapon. I'm just mostly I'm just only using my hand cannon just for only the unstoppable ogres. That's about it. And as you can see there was a little clip. Of course PS4 does that. And there are two knights, right? You can use your linear fusion to blind them and just throw grenades. So what I did, I waited for the knight to put his shield up so I can blind him again with my linear. So for some reason the knight sometimes doesn't come towards you. Of course I blinded it, threw a grenade, and just used my auto rifle. Also watch out with the acolytes, they do hit hard when throwing those fireballs at you, which is why I'm using high barrier. So two champions will spawn here. Since I'm using linear fusion, I like to go up on this hill and just lure them over here. So I want to manipulate them a bit and just use two shots linear, auto rifle, then grenade, and then use my linear again or auto rifle to take down at least just one barrier. So it'll be much easier for me to deal with the second one. As you can see, not too bad. And of course the champion put out his barrier much quickly as I thought. So when stunning barrier champions, you can get your grenade back from the hive mod, repulsing. And there you go. Champion's gone. And as you can see, I'm using my auto rifle a lot. It's such a beautiful weapon. So over here I decided to just spam grenade to shoot down the arc shields, blind them, just throw it. When you do kill two knights, an ogre will spawn. So over here I wanted to stun him and just take them down quickly, so I can deal with the knights. Of course, when you don't kill the knights, they do walk to the left side and hide behind rocks, walls. And this is when they do shoot you from far away, so you have to be careful about it. So over here I was just trying to blind the arc knights and just use my grenade as I can. Now there'll be two champions here, and this one is a bit frustrating. So I wanted to use my super first and then have one barrier champion use their shield and then use my super again just to take down one of the barrier champions. So over here I quickly wanted to take them down because the knights do shoot from far away. So I stay back a little bit and try to take down the arc knights a bit slow. So once you do take down the knights and push a little bit forward, ads will spawn. So as you can see, I'm just using my linear just to blind them and just throw grenades. So once this knight is killed, then there'll be thralls at spawning. And over here I just wanted to use my auto rifle to get my grenade back. And of course get my heavy ammo back. So as you can see, I'm just lowering the thralls on my grenade since it has a press of grenades. And just like that, I got all my heavy back. As you can see, it was 9. Now it's full ammo 19. So now we'll be proceeding to the next room. Soon. Soon. So over here there's acolytes, and these guys, they really love hiding and throwing fireballs at you. So for me, I just threw grenades. And there'll be 2 arc knights. Like with a Nightstalker, you can skip here. I wanted to skip, to be honest, but at the same time I wanted points because I know I'm a slow player, and something that I really need to work on, because there are times where I can be an aggressive player and then times where I'm just way too cautious. So if I do make it to the boss, and if it takes too long, at least I'll have the points to back me up for 100k. For the Ogre Room, I like to deal with the Shriekers first. I shoot 2 to 3 hand cannon shots, then 1 linear fusion to take them down. So over here I wanted to ignore the wizard. The reason why is because for some reason the wizard has so much health, but they don't give you a lot of points. And since I'm a Nightstalker, I can just turn invisible and I don't really have to worry too much because the wizard will move to the left side and will escape. So another thing you have to be careful is you have to watch where the ogre is. There are safe spots where the ogre can shoot you, like around here where I am. Around this area the ogre cannot shoot you. But you have to be careful because the ads can shoot you from this spot. So right now I'm just clearing some ads, especially the acolytes. And yes, I like calling them that. I used to call them fire dudes. Okay? Yes, I know. Because they throw fire at you and it takes a lot of damage. As you can see here, the knights can be a bit aggressive towards you. So I did turn invisible, blinded it, and try my best. And DPS it, and take down the knights as fast as I can. I was taking my time a bit in this room, and as you can see there was a Shrieker hiding there, and you can just take 2 to 3 shots, linear fusion rifle. Once you throw two of the crystals, Knights will spawn, and then there'll be ads from the left side, especially snipers spawning. So I would say you have to be aware of your surroundings. And of course the ogre does take a lot of damage. Even in legend mode, the ogre does take a lot of damage. It's a bit scary, I mean, not thinking about it. Legend mode, this ogre takes so much damage, can give you a really hard time. Now here's another safe spot, as you can see, but over here it's a little safe spot. But sometimes the ogre can shoot you from this area, so always look at the map, see where the ogre is, to make sure he doesn't shoot you from where you're positioning. Finally, the second crystal, an Arc Knight will spawn from the right side and one from the left side too. I was aware of it, so I decided to shoot down the knight quickly as possible. And as you can see, the ogre, right, almost killed me there. Luckily I had invisibility. So as you can see, a lot of things you have to be careful. And of course this knight spawns in from the left side and I have to take it down as much as I can. So over here I was just using my invisibility and trying to deal with the knight and the ads too. There are also two snipers on the top left. I didn't really focus on killing them too much since they weren't shooting me from the position where I am. Around this spot is very safe. So I was just looking how many crystals I need to do, just to be aware when to use my super. So I was just checking on the ogre. Thought it'd be nice to use my super around here, because snipers can't really shoot me from here. And the ogre can't really shoot me too much from this area. So I was just positioning myself to throw the last crystal and then use my super and just take it down. So also, another thing I'd like to mention is when you do take down the ogre's shield, there will be ads spawning around him. You can also take down the ads that spawn for more points. For me, I decided just to take down the ogre as fast as possible. Reason it is, the ogre can walk out of the circle and follow you and kill you. Yes, this ogre can actually get out from the little circle platform. Not only that, but ads will follow you too. So for me, I just wanted to kill the ogre as fast as I can. So now we're just walking to the boss fight, and there'll be two champions, two arc shields, two arc knights. So now I just threw a grenade and try to blind the arc knights. And of course, luckily one of the knight's barriers did use their barrier and I stunned them and took them down quickly. I was a bit lucky there. Sometimes the barrier champions don't really bother themselves shooting me, but over here they did, which I was really happy, which was super unexpected. Usually I take down the arc knights first and then the champions, but because they were pushing me, I decided to take them down a bit, which made it much more easier. And of course you can stand over here, they won't really push you too much around where I am. And you can take down the shields, the barrier champions, for the boss to spawn. Woo! It's fun. Alright, so now for this boss fight, it has 3 waves. The boss always spawns in and you can stand right here and do DPS. Around this position spot, you don't have to deal with the boss spawning ad. You can stand here and just do DPS until immunes and goes with the first phase. As you can see, just a few shots on linear, it goes immune and then ads will spawn. So there'll be 2 crystals, and like in the Orge Room and on the first encounter room, you have to take down arc knights grab the orb, throw it to the crystals, then you break the shield of the boss. Now here I was just farming grenade. Now here I was just farming some grenade kills. I didn't want to use my super, only for the boss. Now there will be acolytes hiding behind rocks. And over here I did took my time a little bit too much. Didn't want to be too reckless over here. As you can see from a distance, you can use your linear fusion to take them down. Especially if you're using two kinetic weapons that don't have a scout. You know, if you're not using a scout or a sniper, you can just use a linear to take it down. So, of course, if clearing adds, 2 knights will spawn. You can take down 1 knight quickly as you can, and to get the orb. So for the first boss phase, the boss doesn't really attack you. The second part, she does throw fireballs at you, so you can walk around and not worry too much about the boss. You can also farm kills on knights. You can throw the orbs off the map and farm knight kills. The knight spawns, I ignored it. Didn't want to really deal too much, so I threw an orb on the crystal. 2 snipers will spawn, as you can see, and I use my super. I use my super on the boss and the 2 snipers. They do take damage. Then once my super is gone, I use my linear fusion, damage as much as I can so the boss can be immune again and go to the second phase. Now for the second phase, a little bit different. And there will be 2 wizards spawning as well. To be honest, taking down the wizard from the right side would be the best to go. The wizards do hit you hard. If you do ignore the wizard, especially on the right side, they will hit you and kill you. Especially if you are focusing on the thralls, adds. As you can see, my linear fusion did take down the shield very easily. The wizards are buggy on this nightfall. So for this nightfall, there is match game. And the match game doesn't work on wizards. So you don't really need to worry about solar for this nightfall. The only thing you have to worry is art, which is why I was using linear fusion to take down a knight, since match game does work. So you can use your heavy on wizards and take them down quickly. 2 knights will spawn and I quickly try to take down the Arc Knight. The Arc, also I like to mention, be careful with the Arc Knight on the left side. He will shoot you from far away. And also the boss does shoot fireballs at you on the second phase. Another thing you have to be careful. I waited for the shield to pop out so I can use my oppressive grenades to take them down. So once I took down the Arc Knight, I wanted to reload my heavy linear. So over here I wanted to wait for my super. The reason why I wanted to wait for my super is because the boss does move around and shoot fireballs at you during this DPS damage phase. Also, it will spawn 2 snipers again as well. So I decided to wait, have my linear fusion reloaded, and then use DPS on the boss. So for here, I broke the boss shield and do the second DPS. I decided to use my super again, throw a grenade, deal with the snipers, and hopefully deal with the ads too that she will spawn the boss. And use my linear as much as I can for it to go immune again for the third phase. And luckily it did work. If the boss didn't immune, then I will have to back up behind a rock and do DPS from there with the linear. And deal with the ads as well, since they do push when the boss is out. So now for the third phase, the boss will float around and shoot fireballs. So over here, things get a little bit tough. So what I did is, I wanted to first deal with the ads, the thralls. Thralls are the ones that really damage you, and the fireballs too. As you can see, the boss was a little too close to me, and I decided to turn invisible to recover and position myself again. The boss does like to move around. So over here I was trying to manipulate the boss just to go back and forth from the rock. That way the boss doesn't have to mess with me when dealing with the thralls. So I was shooting the ads and looking at where she is, so I can make her move to the left side, to the right side, outside from the rock, so I don't have to deal with it too much. So I wanted to take down the knight as fast as possible, and then over here, this is when I decided to go a little aggressive. So I wanted to kill the knights as fast as possible by just throwing taking out the Arcanite shields and throwing the crystals as fast as I can. And as you can see, the fireballs do take a lot of damage, so be really careful about this. Like right now over here is a bit risky, a little bit aggressive, but because of time, legend is time, and of course I had to finish this as quickly as possible since my points was going down and I wanted to get my 100k. So over here the boss was kind of blocking me and I was trying to take down a knight. So once I did, I finally can be able to do DPS on the boss. So I was waiting for my super to pop up. So once I was about to get my super, I was going to DPS the boss. So I want to make sure I have my invisibility just in case something goes wrong, and decided to throw the crystal. So the boss actually spawned where I wanted to be spawned, and I used my bottom tree tether to take down the boss as quickly as possible. So there you go. This is 100k Legend Nightfall. So there you go, 100k Nightfall without Eriana's vow. This linear fusion actually is pretty nice. I like it. It did well. Especially blinding the Arc Knights, because they shoot a lot of arc balls at you. And so thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was fun to watch and to learn something. I'll see you next time. And yeah, bye.